The next thing we're going to be doing here is actually throwing additional energies in Sambrata. Why? Because it emulates surprises. Now, why do we need surprises? Because surprises are what's going to come up in a street fight. Therefore, surprises should actually be in your training. Now, what do I exactly mean by this? Well, for instance, I see a lot of people doing Sambrata. They get very good at it. They actually become extremely fast with it. The problem is that that's not going to necessarily help you out in the street as much as it would be if you would once again throw different energies in here. So this is what we're going to do now. We're going to take Sambrata but throw different angles in there. We're actually going to be throwing fakes in there. This is what I mean. Omar? What we're going to happen is you can actually do this drill just as you have been doing with Sambrata. But what I want you to do is throw in these fakes. Instead of just throwing an angle 1, we can now throw an angle 2 right after that. So it'll look something like this. What Omar does is he simply responds to that. He realizes that it's not coming here, but now it's coming here, so he simply adjusts. So what we're going to be doing here is once again throwing this angle 1 fake in. So it's an angle 1 to an angle 2. This is what I mean. I will be throwing the fakes in. Omar will simply be responding to it. All the while, we'll be going through this cycle of Sambrata. Go. The second kind of fake that we're going to throw in here is going from an angle 4 to an angle 2. Here's where it fits in. Omar? We'll fake this angle, but then go right up to an angle 2. So once again, this is how it'll look. Thank you. Now, why are we doing this? Once again, surprises. More so, what we want to do is break up the monotonous pattern. We actually don't want patterns in our street fight training. We want those things that are going to surprise us. Omar responded not by just stopping and saying, oh, you know what, I got hit here, I might as well just give up. He simply just moved on. He adapted to that angle and went right back to the cycle. This is exactly what we want to focus on. The next thing we're going to throw in here is an angle 5, which will be faked, pulled back, and thrown again. This is how it will look. Omar, can I have you on this side this time? I will now throw an angle 5, pull back again, and throw it here again. What we're hoping to do is have this person actually pass up that block, meaning that we hope they won't take this block and it'll actually fall into a weak point. This will force them to once again respond in another manner. So once again, it will look similar to this. And then he simply reacts and responds and keeps on going. And we go right back to our cycle. If it's faked again over here, he simply responds and goes back. And we find the cycle again. So once again, what we want to do here is combine everything in. Excellent. Now you try. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Scott and Omar both in here. What they're both going to be doing is they're both going to be faking and responding. This is what I want you to see. you're not going to see the exact same pattern over and over again. You're going to see broken patterns, hence the name of this drill, broken sombrata. Let's go. Break. Therefore, the point of this drill is to actually make your partner mess up. You don't want them to catch you every single time you throw a fake. You actually want them to pause, realize that they've made a mistake, and simply respond. Pick up from wherever they are and simply adapt. That's the focus of this drill. When we do this, we're developing all our attributes. Obviously, the attributes we're focusing on here is reaction time by trying to cut it down, and also coordination.
Obviously, if someone pulls a weapon on you, and even though if you have the chance to grab a weapon, you want to leave a weapons situation, do not get caught in the crossfire of a weapons altercation, meaning that if someone happens to introduce weapons into the altercation, run first. Don't worry about standing there and showing off your skills. Remember, they could have a good day, you could have a bad day, even if you are the best weapons fighter. So what you want to do is, once again, is focus on escaping safely first. If you have to fight, obviously, you want to smack the hand. You also have to remember that smacking the hand goes for whatever weapon you're talking about. If your partner or if your opponent is holding on to a bar stool, still smack the hand. If they're using a staff-like object like a broom or a long pole, once again, smack the hand. Always go for the hand first. Take care of the problem, then you can follow up to secondary targets.